KWT slaying.
Salama family, salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. Minister tell you say hello to the family.
Greetings, family. How y'all doing today?
So family, are y'all ready for that big family reunion? I'm ready for the big family reunion. Minister tell you, are you ready for the big family reunion?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. Ready to go home.
We gotta understand that, there's a big family reunion coming and we call that the second Exodus. I'm ready to go. I'm sure y'all ready to go, but when we get there, we need to know some of the family. We're gonna get a little jump start on some of the family out there, right? Here's the thing, they say that our family was lost. The lost tribes, the 10 lost tribes of Israel, they wasn't lost. They wasn't lost. You know where they were? Over there on the continent. You know what's over on the continent? That's the land of Israel. You know what else? There's a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of history and everything on the continent once you start looking. But guess what? If you could put the information together, what you got? So understand there's a lot of family that's out there. It's not in Mexico. I mean, well, we do have some in Mexico. I ain't gonna get it twisted. We do have some Negro African Mexicans, and we have some Negro Indians, right? Who happen to have been slaves and taken captive by the Native American Indians. I'm not like the camps. I'm not like the camps. I don't believe that the Mexicans and the Native American Indians are Israel. They're liars.
We don't make up lies. That's lies, and that's easily proven, right? You're gonna have a DNA connection somewhere, right? Unless they're saying that the Mexicans are converts, which they're not saying.
So understand this, that there's a lot of lies going on and a lot of misrepresentation. And some of our people may not be as astute as others, and so they believe those lies, right? Just like some of them believed in the whole Mormon Israelite thing. Ain't nothing I could do about it, right? But this is a truth ministry, and since it's a truth ministry, we got to deal with the truth. All right, so let me share this first. Because we're going to be talking about stuff, and Minister tell you as we go along, you can stop me if you want to add something and talk about something. All right, so those who came to Egypt, and these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons Reuben and Jacob's firstborn. Now, what we're going to talk about here, now, a lot of this is what we see as being certain tribes, may be accurate, may be inaccurate, may be on target, right? But here's the thing. On the continent, you have a whole bunch of people got names like in the Bible. You got a whole bunch of locations named like those tribes and people in the Bible and biblical locations and all that on the continent. Understand that these people knew who we were. They knew where the lost tribes were. Ain't no doubt about it. And like I said in the other show, own who you are. They cannot deny who you are, which is why they coming out and they admitting it. Now, them little jokers over there on other channels, they're not admitting it, but the white folks, yeah, they admitting it. They know who we are. You can't deny the evidence, right? So, and the sons of Reuben, Hanok, Phalu, and Hezron, and Carmi, and the sons of Simeon, Jamu, and Jamin, and Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Shaul, and the son of a Canaanitish woman, And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. We're going to talk about Merari as we go on. And the sons of Judah, Er and Onan and Shelah and Pharez and Zerah. But Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Fuva and Job and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered and Elon and Jalil. So one thing I want to talk about right quick is as we look at some of these names, right? We have some of these names like Gera. Gera. Who is Gera? Is that big enough for y'all or y'all need it bigger? Let's see. Is that good for you, Minister Taylor?
I would say go full screen.
All right. Maybe that's better there. All right. So Gera or Gerawa have only been reported in Nigeria. The Gera, also called Gerawa, are the main inhabitants of the city of Bauchi and other parts of the northern Bauchi and southern Ganjua districts in the Bauchi state of Nigeria. They speak a Shadic language, which contains many words that resemble the Hausa vocabulary. So as we saw, okay, so we have Gara here, Gera. Don't think it's a coincidence that all of these biblical names, and I'm going to go back and share the scriptures for those who missed it. That we have names. Oops, that's the wrong tab, but I could scroll it down right there. Let me just switch it. So as we saw, we have Gera, right? So there's a tribe in Nigeria called Gera. Is it coincidence? Maybe some of you all think it's a coincidence. But we have more and more that we're going to talk about and see, okay, well, who are these people? So we also have here is Bela. Bella. Okay, Bella or Bella, right? Another, let's go back. And the sons of Benjamin, one of them was Bella. And remember, we deal with translations and transliterations, so that they're going to be spelled slightly different from the way that the Gentiles would pronounce it and spell it, but phonetically they try to keep it close. So we have the tribe called the Bella tribe, Mali and Niger, originally from Sudan. You're going to see a lot of these are from Sudan. They're over there from Northeast Africa, things like that. Any comment before I continue, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, what you're gonna find is that Israel really is everywhere in Africa, and when you start to realize, like Nigeria, I mean, there's so many African tribes there, and when people say that some people from the transatlantic slave trade were not Israelites, that is so foolish, really, because just about everyone you identify almost in West Africa has a tie to Israel history. So you'll find out.
All right. So we also have another tribe called the Becher. Now it's pronounced Becker. Becker. Now remember, I'm going with phonetics, right? So you know how the Gentiles do. They mispronounce it, add letters to it, and things like that. So we have Becker. I believe the Becker people is really, as you're going to see, the Baka people. The Baka people known in the Congo as Bayaka, or an ethnic group inhabiting the southeastern rainforests of Cameroon, Northern Republic of Congo, Northern Gabon, and southwestern Central African Republic. They are sometimes called a subgroup of the Twa, but the two peoples are not closely related. Likewise, the name Baka is sometimes mistakenly applied to other peoples of the area who, like Baka and Twa, have been historically called pygmies, a term that is no longer considered respectful. Yeah, they've been doing that on purpose to disrespect them. But I believe that the becker or the Baka. So let's go back to the scriptures. Okay, we have another called Naaman. Naaman. Now, if we look at Naaman, it's Nahaman or Naaman. Now, who I believe the Naaman are, I believe the Naaman are the Nama people. The Nama, in older sources, also called Namakwa, or an African ethnic group of South Africa. Namibia and Botswana, they traditionally speak the Nama language of the Kwati language family. Although many Nama also speak Afrikaans, the Nama people are the largest group of the Kokoi people, most of whom are largely disappeared as a group, except for the Namas. All right, so I believe the Namas is the Naaman that we see in the Bible. So you understand, we have all of these tribes in the Bible, and they talk about just the lost 10 tribes, but those 10 tribes had other children, and those children broke off and they grew. Okay, so we have the Nama people, I believe, to be the Naaman in the Bible. So as we continue, we're going to see other things like some of the descendants of Naphtali. Right, so let's look at that right quick. Let me pull that up. Okay, there we go. All right, some of you all saw this one. Who saw the other show? Okay, so we have here, and the sons of Naphtali, Yazael, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shillem. So some of you all saw this in the other show that we showed you. Another African tribe, which is an Israelite tribe. And you don't see this nowhere around for the 1948 people, right? They don't have people with similar names like this in cultures and traditions and all these things, right? But we just so happen to have all of these people, right? So we saw that they had the Guni. We have the Nguni tribe of South Africa. Now the N is silent. So here we have a direct pronunciation of Guni because the N is silent. So according to, and I don't know what this is about this foolishness of, I don't know. Let me continue before I get there. All right, so we have there the Goonie, and the Goonie is almost identical to, except for the N on it. And as I stated, the N is silent for the Goonie, right? So we also have, and some of these, you know, remember too, as we go along, we know that some of these tribes came together. Like some of them are subgroups of igbo and all that stuff, and we're going to talk about some of those tribes. So we also had here the Shillem. Now this is just what I believe it to be. You know, some of these are sort of hard to find, but I think I'm correct that, because, you know, just based upon how they play with the transliterations of the names, is the right here, the Shillovane of South Africa. Shil. So that name, the name of that tribe was Shillam, right? So I believe that's who this is the Shillim of Naphtali, right? So as we continue on, there's another group that we want to list here. Let's see. Lost track. All right. Okay, there we go. There's another group here that I believe represents this particular tribe in the Bible. So here we have, and the sons of Zebulun, Sered. I believe that Sered is this particular group here. Which is the Serer people. So I believe this is the Sered that we see in the Bible. The Serer people are a West African ethno-religious group. They are the third largest ethnic group in Senegal, making up 15% of the Senegalese population. They're also found in northern Gambia and southern Mauritania. And we know the history also of some of the Israelites in Mauritania and just across the continent too, let's be honest. All right, so they are the Serer people, I believe to be the Sered. So I believe these people to be the Sered people of the Bible. All right, so then we have in the scriptures, we have the sons of Mirari. The sons of Mirari. Now, I know some people may disagree with this because of what they do, right? So who do I think are the sons of Mirari? Let's see. Where is it? Okay, there we go. So who do I think are the sons of Mirari? I believe the sons of Mirari. I believe it is the Messiah of the Mara tribe. I believe the Mirari are the Messiah. Now I know that the Messiah drank cow's blood, but remember, Israel went into captivity for pagan practices and worshiping idols and things like that. And there's a history of the Messiah having, they're circumcised. They got traditions of Israelites as well. So I believe these are some of the ones who, well, we all are the reasons we went into captivity, but that's why they have some pagan practices because of, they came out of Egypt according to them anyway. So I believe this is the Mirari here. I don't have to be correct, but that's what I believe. Yeah, they do drink cow's blood. They're not, the Bible speaks against that, but Israel did a lot of stuff. So
yeah, but some of those Israelite tribes in the West Africa, what they do, Vodun. So
yeah,
I
they
mean,
do
they
Vodun, worship
known
the
for
snake.
yeah, they worship the
Yeah,
snake.
and so the whole thing is that identifies them too because they came out of Egypt and they took on some of the practices of the Egyptians and what Egyptians worship cows as well. So that's what it is. So all right, so who else do we have besides the Mirari? Okay, we have Mali. Now you all should know about Mali, right? That should be an obvious one. Once again, we're not the people, but we got all the names, all the traditions, all the cultures, all everything. Huh? I'm just saying, if anybody don't believe we the people, they're dumber than a doorknob. Mali.
And
So
let me
this
just
area.
add to that. I just wanted to add that a Wikipedia reference to Mali says that a lot of them came out of West Africa, right? So because of the Moors, right? They came out of I'm sorry, they came out of Portugal and Spain to West Africa, and that's in Wikipedia. If you go to the history of the Jews in Mali,
So we have the Mali, right? We had the son of Mirari by their families, one of them being Mali. We also have another son. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. Hold on. Okay, so we also have Mushi, right? One of the families from Mirari. And that is, let me pull that up, how Mushi is also spelled. It is spelled Musi or Mushi, right? Phonetics, pronunciation, right? Another area in town. Wrong one. Hold on. Moshi of Tanzania. Moshi is a municipality and the capital of Kilimanjaro region in the northeastern Tanzania, right? The name Moshi or Mushi has been reported to refer to the smoke that emanates from the nearby mountains. So I believe this is Moshi, right? So they name towns and villages and neighbors after their family, just like Israel is named after Israel, right? They do it all the time, just like, well, we'll get to the other stuff as well. All right. So then we have, as we go on, let's see here. Okay. So then, and you might want to talk a little bit on this one as I show it, Minister Tayu. We also have here and the sons of Gad, Zephion, Haggai, Shuni, and Esbon, Erie, Arodi, and Areli. So we have here these. Wait. This not showing up. 1 second. All right. We have Erie. Erie is one of the sons. Erie is said to be the original legendary cultural head of the Umu Erie groups of the Igbo people. Erie established a community in the middle of Anambra River Valley in Aguilera. So we have Erie, which is a descendant of Gad. Now, let's see. Minister Tayu, do you want me to bring up that document?
you mean the virtual Jewish
The
history?
the one that was I converted to a PDF.
Um, yeah. Go
Or
ahead.
you could show it if you want. It's Discovering Jews in South Africa, a critical approach to the comparative method.
Right. Well, yeah. Oh, that's referencing the Zulu, but since you're on
Oh, okay.
since you're on the Igbo,
Well, we could
let me.
get to it. We
Well,
could get to it later.
I wanted to add to that.
Okay,
Um,
cool, cool.
I wanted to reference that Nigeria virtual Jewish history. So I just want to say first is that you have to understand the Jewish people, right? The Ish people, they're researching our history in Africa. They are identifying our people in Africa. They are putting in the work now, right? So it's not even for debate. So a lot of these people pushing back against us is already settled. Okay. So, but let me share this interesting information about the Igbo. Let's see here. Whoops.
I have that one if you want. I think it's the one from Google Books. That one.
No, this is from
Oh, okay,
jewishvirtuallibrary.org.
okay, all right.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so
Can
I'm
you
gonna
make
read
that
that.
bigger? Zoom it up a bit.
Um,
Like just
oh,
scroll.
my screen is big, but let me try. Okay, that makes it worse, right?
That's good right there. That's good. Good.
Okay, all right, there
Perfect.
we go. All right. According to oral traditions, the Igbo have resided in Igbo land, a region of modern day Nigeria, for over 1,500 years. Before that, the tradition asserts that they were migrants from ancient Israel. Now, you see, the Jewish people themselves are putting in the work, and they have other groups that are putting in the work to identify our people in Africa. Even though, they don't want to admit they were the ones that enslaved us, right? But anyway, there exist a number of theories that explain from whom the Igbo are descent and how they came to reside in Nigeria. One theory contends that the Igbo are the descendants of one of the lost tribes. Paul Obi Ani, a history professor who is himself Igbo, says Igbo Jews and the ancient Israelites share cultural trait resemblances, but that there's little established historical evidence of any connection to the ancient Israelites. Within the Igbo, there exist three ethnic sub-identities. Pay attention to these sub-identities. They are the Benai Gat, Benai Zebulon, and Benai Manasseh. Okay. So it's not just Igbo Jews, it's not just Gad, right? Gat or Gad is Zebulon and Manasseh among them, right? The Igbo of Benai Gad are said to have descended from Gad or Gad, the eighth son of Jacob. The lineage traces itself through Gad's son, Erie ben Gad. A number of Igbo clans claim this identity. They are the Aguleri, Umuleri, Oreri, Enugu, Ikwu, Ogbunike, Okuzu, Tize, and Ibar Ram. The Igbo of Benai Zebulon trace their ancestry to Jacob's fifth son, Zebulon. Tradition holds that a descendant of Zebulon named Zevulunu married Oji, a descendant of the tribe of Judah. They had a son, Ozubulu, Benzebulunu. Ozubulu had four sons who are said to have settled in various areas located in what is now Nigeria. The resulting ethnic sub-identities are the Nini, the Egbima, Ugwuta, and Ohaji Egbima. The Igbo of Benai Manasseh are believed to be descendants from Manasseh, the son of Joseph, Jacob's 11th son. So y'all looking for the northern tribe? There you go. Some of them are among the southern tribe. The Amici, Ichi, and Nuchi Ichi ethnicities trace their lineage to Manasseh. So I just wanted to share that. You can go to the jewishvirtuallibrary.org to read up further on that. But I mean, there's so much evidence that has already been documented by the Gentiles back in 1800s.
So, Minister, tell you, where's all this evidence for the Mexicans and the Native American Indians being Israel? Where's all of their historical, cultural, scientific, all this stuff? Where's their historical evidence for being Israel?
It's from them Freemason Israelites. They make it up.
That's about it. All right. So, I'm gonna share that other link, Minister Tayu, from Professor Alazi. Okay, that's right. There we go. From Finding Gad. Professor, and if you want to read something else from this, Mr. Taylor, let me know. Professor O. Alazi, in his book Igbo's Hebrew Exiles from Israel, said what the chiefs at Obu Gad told him concerning Erie's appearance. Erie, the founder of Aguilera, who I was told was so handsome with very light skin, beautiful brown eyes, and pointed nose, that his name became a symbol of beauty, strength, the respect of Igbo land. This is exemplified in such Igbo names as Arinma, a child of beauty and great prospect, born by some people in Igbo land, especially females in southern Igbo land. It should come as no surprise that the Igbo people of Nigeria are of Gad. Other African tribes, such as Limba of Ethiopia, claim to be of Levi, and DNA tests confirm the presence of the Kohen gene in their DNA, proving them to be descendants of Levi and Aaron. And the sons of Gad, Zephion and Haggai, Shuni and Esbon, Erie, Arodi, and Areli, Genesis 46:16. The Igbos in Nigeria are said to come from Erie, Arodi, Areli, and possibly Esbon, because Esbon is a common Igbo name. So it is very possible other peoples around the world who claim to be from Gad are of Gad also. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet, the elder, even to him were children born. Igbo and its various renderings is said to be derived from Shem's descendant Eber, where we get the word Hebrew from. Interestingly enough, the Igbos were once known as and called by white slave traders as Hebrews. Now, with linguistics and evolution of language, we know that things tend to get shortened over time rather than lengthened. It is sort of like the second law of thermodynamics as it applies to the spoken word. Just like what's up has become what up or what's up. In American English, so too has Eber or Heber became known as Hebrew. And from there in Nigeria, it became Hebrew, which was eventually shortened to Igbo. The G is at times silent. According to Igbo scholars and authorities, Erie is said to have had 6 children: Ogulu, Ata, Oba, Igbo, Mineri, and his only daughter, Adambo. Erie blessed and then settled each of his children in different places and left his firstborn at Obu Gad, where Erie ended up settling and building a throne and altar in honor of his father Gad unto Yahweh, the God of his father. Now understand this, that how can you have all these tribes and all these descendants of tribes and the Middle East be our land? All right, so I want to show something else, and let me get there. All right. Okay. Okay, so we have word. All right. There we go. Okay, Genesis 46:16. The sons of Gad, Zephion and Haggai, Shuni and Esbon, Erie and Arodi. So just as he said what happens with the language there with Hebrew and all that, it applies to any name, right, that is used. It gets, transformed as time goes. So we have here a Rodi, right, or Rodi, right, an erudite. That's how the Gentiles end up changing our name. So who are the Arodi, in my opinion? right? Because we're dealing with translations and transliterations of names. I believe it is the Arrow people. The Arrow people, or Eros, are an Igbo subgroup that originated from the Orochukwu kingdom in present-day Abia State, Nigeria. The arrows can also be found in about 250 other settlements, mostly in southeastern Nigeria and adjacent areas. The arrows today are classified as Eastern or Cross River Igbos because of their location, mixed origins, culture, and dialect. Their god Chukwu Abiyama was a key factor in establishing the Arrow Confederacy as a regional power in Niger Delta and southeast Nigeria during the 18th and 19th century. The origin of the Arrow Chukwu. Well, let's skip that. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. The merchandise style and the commitment to whatever is considered the collective responsibility of the Arrow communities eventually made the Arrow to develop a boomerang history in the eyes of those who had encountered them in the past and the communities in the neighborhood. Found with a distinct trading style believed to be different from the rest of the Igbo inhabitants, many people took the Arrow to be a different people from the Igbo nation, but are Igbo. The answer is yes. The Arrow were the first merchants to export iron raw material from the ancient empire to the rest of the Igbo settlement. Their early contact with the Oka revealed the technocracy of the people in the area as belonging in the earliest iron workers, as a people from the part of the Igbo community where the gods show evidences of their existence, their position as the deity that finally survived their merchant empire. So I believe the Arodi is the Arrow people. Let's look at another image of the Arrow people.
Quick question, Minister Yacoba.
Uh-huh.
Did that article mention who the EBBO are, or was that saying the arrow were the EBBO? I wasn't sure what that page was showing.
Here you go. Here's another one right here. Let's see. Oh, look like it's frozen. Hold on. You can hear me, right, Minister T?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It
While
froze
you
up on me.
doing that, I'm gonna share a Wikipedia page that just references the Igbo and related groups. Um, let's see here. Okay. All right. So just quickly, I guess I need to zoom up probably. Let's scroll down. All right. So I just wanted to read this here: the Aqua, Ebom, and Cross River Jews, the Anang, Efik, and Ibibio people of Aqua, Ebom, and Cross River states of Nigeria have had ancient religious practices that strongly resembled some of the Jewish Torah. These include their traditional sacrifice of animals by the presiding male of each village or of a group of villages for purification, especially during times of sickness. They have active synagogues, with majority of the synagogues in the eastern part of the country, a vibrant one in Abuja, supported and provided with many Jewish materials by different rabbis. There are also key synagogues in Port Harcourt and Lagos. Okay, so I mean, I wanted to show you that because there's a high concentration of Jews or Israelites in Nigeria. I mean, the evidence is really heavy there. But I mean, as you've seen before, they also exist heavily in West Africa as a whole. I could share another reference. One of the references it comes from a previous show that I did on the Wolofs. I'm gonna just share that because what we're doing is building that list of Israelites in Africa. So I'm gonna share that on this article on the Wolof. Let's see here. Let me move it. Okay. Okay. So let me show you. This comes from the book, The Portuguese in West Africa, 1415 to 1670, a documentary history by Marlon Newitt, Cambridge. In this country, the Jolofa Kingdom, and in Mandinga, so we got the Jolof and Mandinga, they both live in the same area. There are Jews, right, who are called Gaul, and they are black, like the people of the country. However, they do not have synagogues and do not practice the ceremony of other Jews. Okay, this is from a Gentile book I just showed you, right? In this country and in Mandinga, there are Jews who are called Gaul and they are black. Okay, that's what I just read, right? Let's see here. These Gauls are usually jesters and singers and play on viols and cavacos. And because they do not dare to enter the villages, they take up a position behind the houses of the Lord of the village. And at daybreak, they sing his praises until he orders them to be given a ration of millet. So they were oppressed by some of those tribes in West Africa. And when the Lord leaves his house, these Jews go in front of him singing. Let's see. Okay. So I have here the kingdom of Jolofa is the same as the Jolof kingdom of Senegal, where the popular rice dish jollof may have originated. Once again, we have another document confirming the existence of black Jews in West Africa. This document that describes the Jews of West Africa as black also goes on to refer to them as Gaul. According to the book of Banjo Roots and Branches by Robert Winans, the word Gaul in this instance is derived from the Wolof word jewel, which is the generic term for griot, just as the biblical elders kept much of the Bible preserved in song via oral tradition, as we see in reference to the book of Psalms. The griot are known to be West African storytellers who preserve the oracle traditions of West African societies. Let's see, I wanted to read this part here as well. No Gaul, whether a Jew or a Jewess, may take water from a spring until everyone else has finished drawing water. And then the last person will give them water. Or if they live in a country where there is a lot of water, they have some spring of their own set apart. Okay, so they were oppressed in West Africa. But the many say that the Jolof or of the tribe of Levi, Minister Yakobo.
All right. So, Minister Tay, you wanted me to show something about the EBBO. You had something you wanted to say about the EBBO because there was a war between the Arrow and the EBBO.
Well, yeah, I read a reference from History of the Jews in Nigeria, a Wikipedia reference, and it mentioned the Ibibio and the Anang and the Ifik as Jews as well. So that was apparently Jews fighting Jews, the Igbo or the Abo, no, the
Yeah,
Arrow, right? The
the
Arrow.
Arrow. Yeah. So
Yeah, well,
as always, Israel always fought Israel. That's the only reason they could beat us, dude. Because
yeah.
otherwise they wouldn't have never beat us.
Well,
So we
yeah,
had it. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I would just, it's interesting though. You'll see this heavy concentration of identified Jews in Nigeria, right? And we've already had a couple of shows on the Jews of West Africa, right? The Mandinga, the Wolof, the Mali. So I mean, it's just everywhere. So I
Yeah.
mean, you
So
don't need to look in Mexico except for those who came on the slave ships with our forefathers. Other than that,
yeah. So I won't go into details about this. Y'all could go look it up. But yeah, the Arrow and the BBO fought each other. And we know that even happened during the time when they were attacking Jerusalem in 70 AD. According to Josephus, Israel was fighting Israel. But like I said, they never would have defeated us if we weren't always fighting each other. All right, so let's move on. So this isn't an exhaustive list, but most of the people there, the Bantus, are Israelites. That's your family, and that's who we're going back to. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Tell them to prove we not the people. How about that? Prove we are not the people. Good luck. All right. So here we see of the tribe of Issachar, Egal, the son of Joseph, right? So we saw the picture that I used on the show, the Egal. The Igala people. The Igala are one of the ethnic groups found in Nigeria. The Igala are the seventh largest ethnic group in Nigeria and play significant roles in the formation of Nigeria, having been made host to the capital in Nigeria at Lokoja in the past with Lugers as the governor. The Igala kingdom expanded beyond the present day boundary. The kingdom wielded their power up to lower Kaduna River, up to Onitsha, and other parts of eastern Nigeria. Their homeland, the former Igala kingdom, is an approximately triangular area of about 14,000 kilometers in the angle formed by Benue and Niger rivers. The area was formerly known as the Igala division of Kaba province. So as we saw, Egal was one of the sons of Joseph, right? This is the Igala people, in my opinion, right? Here's the area they lived, right? Now, as you can see on this map, and I haven't proved anything, I'm curious about Edoma because some of the Edoma went into captivity as well. And, it reminds you of Edom, right? I mean, that's just an interesting thing to look into if anybody has the time. So let's see, we have so the picture that you saw on the show, the Gala people in Nigeria, beautiful family, right? The home of Igala culture is situated on the east of the Benue confluence and River Niger. Most of the Igala people located in the Kogi state of Nigeria. The overall population of Igala is estimated around 4 million people. They can also be found in the Benue, Adawa, Nasarawa, Enugu, and Anambra, Delta, and Edo states of Nigeria. One of the fascinating things about this culture is Igala traditional attire. So understand there's a bunch of Israelites and tribes and sub-tribes. Good luck getting these people back into the Middle East. Good luck getting them to fit in the Middle East along with the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and all the ites. I'm just saying, I'm just being funny today. All right, so let's move on. So we did the erode, we did the arrow. All right, so we got the last one here. And once again, this is who I think it is. So we're going to go to, and if you got anything you want to share too, Minister Taylor, let me know. So we have here First Chronicles 9:15. Bakbakar, Haresh, Galal, and Mattaniah, son of Micah, the son of Zikri, the son of Asaph. All right. So Galal is Galal, transliteration, pronunciation, Galal, right? We're dealing with the pronunciation of these words, right? Translations, transliterations, all dealing with the change in pronunciation. So you got to think in terms of the change of language over time. Galal. Who do I think the Galal are? I believe the Galal are the gala or the Oromo of East Africa. The Gala or Oromo, meaning free men, constitute one of the largest racial groups in Ethiopia and a small minority in Kenya. In Ethiopia, they are Central Wolo. In the absence of any census, Italian estimates clearly showing Gala predominance seem to indicate there can have been little change since the 1936-41 occupation. Satangata says that in Harar alone, La Popolazione Gala represent, that's in Italian, I'm gonna skip that. So basically I believe that the Gala are the Oromo people. let's look at the Oromo people right quick. So the Oromo people, the Oromo, or a Cushitic, they say Cushitic, ethnic group native to the Oromia region of Ethiopia who speak the Oromo language. Now they live in the Cushitic land, but they were known as the Gala. And some of their traditions have, I've looked in this and I got other information on this. Some of their information tied back to Israel, right? Some of the Oromos, the Gala. So they say here they're Cushitic. Maybe they are, but I don't believe they're Cushitic. All right, so let's see. So there's some of the Oromo people here. So as we see, there's some of the stories of these tribes that tie back to the scriptures, right? We got the Gera, right? We have the Goonie, right? Those ain't no mixing in and confusing. Same thing with the Igbo, Hebrew, Igbo, right? There's no confusing that. So we have all of these tribes, right? All of these tribes that exist in Africa, right? Supposed to be the 10 lost tribes, but in reality, it was more than 10 lost tribes because they had sub tribes, which is why, to me, in and of itself, also proves that the Middle East isn't our home. I mean, these people could not live there. I mean, some of them are like 30 something million by themselves, some 4 million, some, you know what I'm saying? So understand that our people has never left what I call the land of Israel. I told you, I believe that sub-Saharan Africa, from the Niger River all the way over to the Nile, is our territory going down to South Africa. Any final comments, Minister Tayu?
Yeah, I have two references I'm gonna share right quick. So many of you are aware of the Yabir, those who have been around with us for a while. We covered in the past, but they're an Israelite tribe that's abused. But let me read this to you.
Can you make
Just
that bigger?
let's see here. It really shifted. Okay,
That's good.
Well, no, it went back to the
Okay.
top, so I need to go back to the section I was in. Okay, so the Yabir, let's read this in Somalia. They are extremely abused by the Somali people that are the Hamitic culture. Okay, and they were they're sort of invisible to the world, you know. So really pray for them. They don't even want to be called Yabir because of the oppression they get for being identified as Jews. All right, but the New York Times published in 2000 a widely circulated article titled Djibouti Journal, Somalia's Hebrews See a Better Day. The author eloquently puts the challenges the Hebraic Yabir clan faces. The Sultan of the Jews in Somalia is a handsome silver-haired man named Ahmed Jamal Hersi, who does not know the first thing about Judaism. He is a Muslim, as were his ancestors back at least 800 years, but he and his people are treated badly, cursed as descendants of Israelites. See, the world hates us. The name of the tribe is Yibir, or Hebrew, right? Like Eber, right? While the Yibir clan's Jewish origin is a widely accepted view among Somalis, so the Somalis know they Jews, been knowing it for hundreds of years, there are a few other marginalized Somali clans with alleged Jewish ancestry. The Tuma'al, for example, is another ostracized Somali clan. They're Jews as well, thought to have a Hebrew origin. The Tuma'al are traditionally known as a talented blacksmith. Other minority clans of alleged Jewish ancestry include the Madhiban and the Gaboyi. Conclusion: historically, there were Jews in the Somali Peninsula, and therefore the likelihood of practicing Jews residing today in this strategic horn of Africa is very high. Throughout time, Jews have shown great tenacity to survive or even thrive in hostile environments. The Jews suffered pain, discrimination, and dispossession throughout history. The very fact that throughout the world there are practicing Jews speaking Hebrew defies human logic. Not even the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews were exterminated, could rob them of their dignity, faith, and language. Most of the Jews who lived in the Somali Peninsula, including Somalia and Somaliland, were of Adenite and Yemenite ancestry. There were undoubtedly other Jews from far-flung areas like India and Greece. Some Jews were also from Palestine before the rebirth of the state of Israel. So this person think they're related. They're not. I mean, the ones in the land, in the so-called land of Israel, which is not true Israel in our opinion, are the converts, right? And the Yibir are the true Hebrew Israelites of the scriptures. And that's really not really debatable. I mean, even some of the rabbis of Israel, admit that the Negro people are the original biblical Jews. All right. One other thing I wanted to share, and it was just interesting, but it's also a tribe you're familiar with, which is the limba. What, and Passover's coming. So what a Passover Seder in a rural African village in Zimbabwe. Just some of this. I'm not going to read all of it, but who knew that just last week in the year 2015 there was a traditional Pesach Seder? Well, minus the now traditional toilets and electricity, that is, being held in middle of nowhere rural African village called Mapakomahere, Zimbabwe. I am not talking about the amazing worldwide Seders led by Shabbat. I mean a traditional Seder led by the local Black Africans. Don't worry, it's not un-PC to say that in this part of the world. Had we not been present, we could not have imagined the scene. Driving from one off the beaten path, pothole-filled dirt road to the next, winding further and further into the beautiful mountains and the lush bush, the expressions of the locals became more and more stunned as two white faces passed by. Into the sunset-streaked sky and onto the chief's straw hut studded property we went, greeted exuberantly with multiple shaloms. We erected a tent next to the five loudly main sheep that were up for next day's ritual Pesach slaughter. By the crack of dawn, the roosters were clucking and the pots were clanking, and the women began preparing food for the 200-person Seder ahead. The traditionally approved shakets, which are butchers, had been selected for the task. Our new humble Zimbabwean friend, Mordrek Marasera, one of the excellent leaders, took his possession of, by all means, cool guy. I'm going to skip that. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to get to. I'm not going to. Let's see. All right. All of ours, the Limba people, is a tribe of about 100,000 scattered across Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Mozambique. We and they believe that they are descendants of one of the lost tribes. They have an oral tradition of having come down Africa through Yemen after being exiled from Israel after the Second Temple. So the author of the Jewish Journal says they believe that they are of the lost tribe, right? And they believe they are of the lost tribe. If you ask even the most assimilated of the village elders in their own language, they will hit their chests and exclaim, Jew. They have always identified as Jews, as their African tribal name is Marimba Majuda implies. They have even suffered forms of consistent anti-Semitism by the other tribes and colonialists throughout their history in the African diaspora. With only a handful of exceptions, the majority of the Limba laymen in Zimbabwe have very little to no knowledge about modern-day Judaism and its practices, but their own Limba traditions are strong and strikingly similar to many Torah practices, as will be elaborated on shortly. On the other hand, there are a select few leaders that have come back into the fold and even undergone conversion. So some of these leaders went and learned modern Hebrew, which was a mistake. All right. Some of the Limba traditions include dietary laws, such as not eating pork, seafood, or insects, except for one type of locust that has special identification requirements. They don't mix milk and meat, appointing special butchers that must kill only the appropriate animals with special knives in the most pain-free and quick ways, and not or anyone's eating out or anyone's house who is not a limba. So I just wanted to share that with you to show the limba have those traditions, and this is why they really accept the limba as Jews. That Kohen modal type stuff is fraudulent, but the reason they are accepted is because they have the tradition. So just like the Ethiopian Jews, right? They've been around so long, practicing the traditions for so long, you can't deny them. They have traditions that the European Jews don't even have, right? So that's all I wanted to share, Minister Yacoba.
All right. Thank you, Minister, to you. So my question is to the people who say we're not, prove we're not. We prove we are. Good luck trying to prove we're not. And I'm going to say this again, as I said in my previous show, Israel, own it. Own your heritage, own your identity, take it back. Say who you are. If anybody say you not Israel, tell them prove it. I know who I am, right? Own it. Wear it like a hat. Wear it as a flag. Let them know who you are. Look, I'm not saying go wear some of the crazy outfits that the camps had, but wear your Israelite African attire. Wear your igala attire. Dress up. You know what I'm saying? Identify, right? Ain't no doubt who you are, Israel. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise, because guess what? We about to leave, and they're going to find out for sure who we are. And they're going to find out for sure that our Father is coming back to get us. Our Savior is on the way. And guess what? He's coming to judge the nations. I know nobody wanted to tell you the truth. I know they tried to hide us. They told us that, hey, the 10 lost tribes disappeared. But guess what? They never told you of those 10 lost tribes, there were sub-tribes. Good luck losing all them people. They had to go somewhere. Oh, they blended into the nations. You don't know what they look like no more. They look like the nations they on. No, they still on the continent, the land of Israel, where they originated from. So own it, family. Own your identity. I'm owning mine. I'm not sharing it with nobody. I ain't giving it to no Mexicans. I ain't giving it to no Indians. I ain't being racial. I'm saying I'm owning it, and I'm identifying with my people on the continent, my African Israelite brethren. Limba, love you. Igbo, love y'all. Igala, love y'all. Yoruba, love y'all. Y'all my peeps, and we coming home. Any final statement, Minister Tate?
Yeah, it's laughable when people are resisting us right now, when even the Jews of Israel acknowledge many of the tribes in Africa that we come from as Israel. What is there to debate? What is there to argue about just because you don't like us? We already know you don't like us, right? We understand that you never did. Psalm 83 has been in effect, and it still is still in effect. So it's understandable why you have this built-in hatred. And some of the Gentiles, they understand the judgment. If we Israel, they know that a debt has to be paid. They know the Most High is just and fair. So this is why they are so concerned on whether or not we Israel, because it's dangerous for them. But the judgment has been declared. It has been set. You're going to have to do time like we did. It is what it is, But as Minister Yacoba said, embrace who you are. I'm going to tell you, I really love the Yoruba and igala headdress and all that. That for the women, that is fire to me. I know that thing heavy as heck. But I mean, as far as photos, it looks really cool, But that's all I wanted to say, Minister Yacoba.
Yeah, them coat of many colors ties to African traditions. I'm like, come on. I mean, be honest, family. I know some of you all probably didn't go to the other channel, which is Till Ministries Extended. But there's a video I did there as well that shows our traditions. You know how, and some of you all saw it, some of you didn't. When Yeshua was riding on the donkey and they threw the palm branches in the street, which is going to be symbolically happening soon. They do that. They do that in Africa. They do all that. Everything in the Bible's in Africa. Don't let nobody take your heritage away. Don't give it away. Don't give it to Mexicans. Don't give it to Native Indians, because ain't nobody suffered like us. Ain't nobody suffered like our ancestors. I'm not giving mine away. You shouldn't either. I don't care what them camps say. Let them go ahead and lie. I'm not giving it away, because guess what? Those black crusty Africans, that's what they call them, one of them, right? That's what they call them. That's my family. That's my people, and I love them, and I'm going to stand for them. I'm going to tell you right now, guess what? When them camps go there, they're going to look funny. They're going to say, I heard you. I heard you. What you want? You want to come over here? I don't think you coming over here. That's what they're going to tell them. But I love y'all with the love of the Messiah. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Share this video. Support the Dry Bones Project. And if you want to support this ministry, since we're still demonetized, please give us a cash app or become a patron.